after something. Is it revenge?
Welcome back to Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with another video, and this time I want to talk to you about why the Solo movie was actually a good movie in the Star Wars franchise, and why I don't think people should be writing it off so quickly. So I really think that the reason people boycotted or didn't go to The Last Jedi is for multiple reasons, or not The Last Jedi, but the Solo movie. It's because The Last Jedi. I mean, that's the number one reason. They were not happy with Last Jedi, the way Ryan Johnson went with it, and so they boycotted it. The other thing is that a lot of people say they don't care about side stories. They don't want to hear the past history of what happened with Han Solo or Boba Fett, or they don't want an IG-88 movie. But frankly, I'm looking forward to a Dingar movie. Ah, that's a joke. But anyway, but I really think that the biggest thing here is the people being upset about Last Jedi. So, really starting this off, I'm going to talk about that, and then I'll get into all the good points in this movie. So, The Last Jedi had some good and some bad. So I'm going to talk about some good. I'm talking about some bad with it, and kind of the bad is the reason people aren't really happy with it. But one of the things that I like the most about The Last Jedi is that it had a lot of great nods to the original trilogy, and actually some of the prequels, which I'm not a big fan of the prequels, although I kind of enjoy them a little more now. But Yoda, they actually had Yoda. It wasn't CGI'd in. I thought they represented him very well, and I think the nod to the Empire Strikes Back is really, I enjoyed that. Also, the development of Luke in The Last Jedi. So they actually developed the Luke character a little bit more. They gave you a little backstory. I hated the fact that Luke was only like 15 seconds in the first movie. I did not like that. So the second one, they gave us quite a bit more going on with Luke, which they needed to, by the way. And then the extra force powers. So in the first movie, we see them stopping a laser blast midair. We see some different things going on. In this one, you see you can actually transport matter. You see that they can actually they're like Skyping with each other. They're FaceTiming or whatever you call that, except it's in real world, real time, and that's a force ability. And then so introducing new force abilities, I don't see anything wrong with that. People got upset about that in a way. Um, the other thing that I kind of liked about it is more depth to these new characters. Now, I'm not really a fan of the new characters so much. Don't hate them. I don't think it was bad. Uh, but I'm not a huge fan. It's not like I'm going out and just like, oh, I can't wait to get another Rey figure, or I can't wait to get a Kylo Ren figure. And I really don't like the fact that Kylo Ren runs around with his mask off. I really think I just liked the menacing look with the mask. But anyway, that's my whole deal. But and lastly, there's just big battles. You know, I got some big battle scenes as kind of silly as they were with the plot point, which I know people got upset about, but they're big battle scenes and there's a lot going on. So the bad, of course, main storyline, the plot itself, just like a ship slowly trying to get out of there because now they can track you and warp, whatever. But you know, I thought that was kind of a weak point in the movie, and that's a lot of people didn't like that. You know, and then Leia's death, or she didn't really die, but the fact that is that a new force power? Did Kylo Ren really save her when she got thrown out there? She turned into Superwoman. That's things people hate that, but and I wasn't a big fan of that whole way they did that, to tell you the truth. And then Luke's demise. Now I just think that I would have thought it would have been better if maybe there were some people around when Luke died. Maybe he tried to hold on for a little bit. They came to visit him. I don't know, but he just disappears and gave himself up to the Force. You can really decide whatever you want. He gave up to the Force. He wasn't strong enough to do what he did. Like, he barely could pull off what he did. He wasn't as powerful as we think. And then I really think the side story at Canobite. I mean, there's always a multiple storyline going in a movie, but the Canobite thing was, I don't know. I just don't get it. It it's like a very small nod to a cantina scene in the wrong way, in my opinion. And then Rey's plot with her parents. How on earth is it possible that Kylo Ren would know who her parents are? So, I mean, obviously, I think there's more coming with that. So, getting into, what I liked about this Solo movie. Well, first of all, with the Solo movie, you get an explanation of something that's been talked about in lore for a long time, and that is the Kessel Run. How can you do the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs? Parsecs is a measure of distance. How can that be done? And it's explained in this movie. So if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to put too many spoilers out there for you. And then, he met Chewie, how he met Chewbacca, which, whether you like that scene or not, it's interesting and it's different. There's a lot of action sequences, as you can see right here in the trailer. This is just the trailer getting shown for you. And then tied to the prequels, and it's tied to animated. And there's a lot of things that go into like what has become canon, and making movies like this, tying things together. And I don't want to put out too many plot points if you haven't seen it, because a lot of people have not seen it, and I don't really want to ruin it for you. And then, of course, this movie I feel can stand alone on its own. If you're not a Star Wars fan, you can still watch it and enjoy it. If you have not kept up with the new Star Wars movies, you can enjoy it. But solo movie, worth watching. Tiberium Hanger out.